It appears that Ice Cube possesses damaging information about Diddy and the ongoing federal investigation. As we all know, Diddy has been in serious trouble with authorities over the past few months since Cassie made their situation public in November of last year. Since then, Diddy has been raided by Homeland Security, investigated by federal authorities, and faces an impending motion to indict him before a grand jury. The allegations have been numerous and difficult to track, but now Ice Cube claims it's all part of a scheme by powerful individuals to make Diddy take the fall for their shady activities. Is Ice Cube suggesting that Diddy is innocent? Why does he believe Diddy is being set up? Let's delve into it. Ice Cube isn't the first person to assert that Diddy is allegedly being framed. Several others have made similar claims. When Diddy's houses were raided by Homeland Security, Candace Owens tweeted that the feds were raiding Diddy's house, knowing what he was involved in, but that he would be the fall guy to protect higher-ups. She suggested that the raid was meant to hide evidence rather than uncover it. Universal Group.
It's really just a quick, fast hit on Look's property, nigga. You ain't gonna call the press and say we about to hit Puffy's crib. You're just gonna hit the crib. And they just gonna have to hear about that through the red line and rush down there as quick as they can. But no, we've seen the aerial shot of them driving up and arriving at this motherfucker's crib. Somebody's behind it, somebody's way up the ladder, and I think that ladder is the head of Universal Music Group.
Eddie claimed that Clive and LG allegedly sacrificed Diddy to protect themselves because they realized Diddy supposedly had compromising tapes of them. In response, they orchestrated the raid.
Clive Davis, yeah, that's the monster. And the head of the Universal Music Group, he's put Diddy up, and they sacrificed Diddy. They said, nigga, you gotta take this shit, we can't be involved. But Diddy's smart. He filmed every session. He was fucking Clive and the motherfucking freak boy that run Universal Music Group. Now that's why they raided the house, because they got friends in Homeland Security and the feds. And they said, get in there and get them tapes from this lady trying to blackmail us.
According to Eddie, Universal Music Group's sacrifice was a calculated move. He mentioned that Diddy was savvy and engaged with everyone, including Clive and a so-called freak boy, who now runs Universal Music Group. Eddie suggested that they have friends in Homeland Security and the FBI who helped retrieve these tapes from a woman named China, implying a high-level conspiracy. Eddie's claims align with allegations made by Lil Rod in his lawsuits. Rod accused LG of using his company to enable Diddy's alleged bad behavior in exchange for profits. Court documents revealed that LG and Universal Music Group took specific steps to aid a sex trafficking venture from 2000 through November 2023. These steps included concealing the delivery of vast sums of cash, likely millions of dollars, to Diddy and his associates. The documents also accused LG and Universal Music Group of willfully failing to file required tax disclosures about the funding of these trafficking parties, as doing so would jeopardize their profits. They allegedly continued to help Diddy hide the operation because it was lucrative for them. Lil Rod's lawsuit was explicit, accusing LG and Universal Music Group of knowingly participating in sex trafficking and actively engaging in the venture. LG allegedly set Diddy up, but he was not alone. Ice Cube also named Clive Davis as another person involved. In a recent interview, Ice Cube suggested that Clive might be responsible for Diddy's downfall and alleged behavior. Ice Cube mentioned knowing Diddy since the 90s, but distanced himself around 1994.
Lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94.
Any specific reason?
They was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, I'm not the party type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go, but I don't go to a lot of people parties. That's just not what I'm in it for. You've been to one, you've been to another.
Which coincides with allegations of Diddy's misconduct. Ice Cube emphasized that he never attended Diddy's notorious parties, hinting at the dark stories surrounding those events. He was also then asked if he was shocked by the events involving Diddy and the feds. This is what he said. "Are you surprised at what things are coming out with? Like, you have no idea. It's none of my business. You live long enough, you kind of have the mindset that nothing surprises you. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip-hop? You know, it's hip-hop. It's wild. You're going to have good. You're going to have bad."
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all? Or like, you have no idea. It's none of my business. You live long. Kind of like the mindset.
I mean, surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip-hop? You know, hip-hop is the Wild West. So you're going to have the good, you're going to have the bad, you're going to have the ugly.
He also had some interesting thoughts to share about Diddy being targeted by the feds as part of a massive cover-up. When asked if he thought Diddy was being targeted or if there was credibility to the accusations, he responded, "You know, there's credibility in what they're coming after him with, the tapes and the feds. I believe he's being targeted. You believe he's being targeted? Yeah, I believe, you know, somebody has the power to pull the trigger to make this stuff go down. Fact."
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, you know, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and breaking his Miami home, his LA home.
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah, I believe you know, somebody, you know, has the power to pull the trigger to make, you know, this stuff just domino effect.
Y'all want to guess who he named as part of the conspiracy to set Diddy up? Clive Davis. Y'all, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys on his own. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis. He threw Clive Davis into the mix, suggesting that he was part of the camp targeting Diddy. When pressed if he truly believed Diddy was being targeted, he said, "I don't know enough to be specific on any of this stuff. It's all just speculation. I just know he was cool up until a point, and then stuff started happening. So I believe somebody, like our new guy, knows this."
You can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis. He threw Clive Davis in there. It doesn't sound like you're part of that camp. You're part of the camp that you think he's being targeted.
You know, I don't know enough to even be able to be specific on any of this stuff. It's just all speculation. I just know he was cool up until a point, and then this stuff started happening. So I believe somebody, you know, like I said, yo, he's our new guy, you know, this year or whatever.
Isn't it interesting that Clive Davis's name always seems to come up whenever we're talking about Diddy? There have long been allegations that Diddy himself was allegedly a victim of Clive in his early days in the industry. There have been whispers in the industry for ages about what really went down between Diddy and Clive back in the day. It's not just about the music. Word on the streets is that Diddy was doing a whole lot to keep Clive smiling, if you know what I mean. Rumor has it that Diddy got his big break by doing some favors for Clive Davis back in 1994, which supposedly led to the birth of Bad Boy Records. Wouldn't you know it, 1994 is the same year that Ice Cube claimed he stopped hanging out with Diddy, so he probably knows more than he's telling. But this is where it gets spicy, y'all. There's speculation that Diddy and Clive were more than just business buddies. People say that they had a little something going on behind the scenes, maybe even keeping their romance on the low for a solid 5 years. Just when you think it's all hearsay, Clive goes and spills the tea himself in his memoir. He straight up admits that he swings both ways, confirming what a lot of whisperers have been talking about for a while. I was only turning to bisexuality after my second marriage, so it was not an issue throughout my life. Neither of my marriages were affected. I was totally attracted to women. When the marriage ended in the mid-'80s, I opened myself up to the possibility that I could have a relationship with a man as well as a woman.
I was only turning to bisexuality
after my second marriage failed, so that it was not an issue through my life. Neither of my marriages were affected. I was totally attracted to women. When the marriage failed, in the mid-'80s, I opened myself up to the possibility that I could have a relationship with a man, as well as the two that I had with a woman.
Back in the day, Diddy was working for Andre Harrell at Uptown Records, according to Jaguar. Andre allegedly had a little something going on with Clive until Diddy came into the story and supposedly started a relationship with Clive, who eventually dumped Andre for Diddy. I honestly think Clive is just an extreme narcissist who loves power, the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people, and that mentor was Andre. Now, let me tell you how Clive was mentored by Clyde Davis.
I honestly think he's just an extreme narcissist who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Harrell.
Tell us how
who was
he
mentored by Clyde Davis.
Jaguar claimed that Diddy then went behind Andre's back to cut a deal of his own with Clive, cutting Andre out of the equation. And don't tell me that Andre also got involved with Clive Davis. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened between Andre and Clive. What I do know is that Andre got passed over. How do you go from being the president of Uptown to losing your entire company to your intern? Puff started out as an intern.
And don't tell me that Andre Harrell got touched by Clive Davis too.
I'm telling you, I don't know what happened between Andre and Clive. What I do know is that Andre got passed over. Like, how do you go from being the president of Uptown and losing your entire company to your intern? Like, Puff started out as an intern.
I'm not gonna lie. The situation is a crazy hot mess, but with Ice Cube's testimony, we kind of have to wonder if there's more to this than we know. Now, I'm not saying that Diddy is innocent because there's a lot of video evidence of him doing some crazy stuff to Cassie. But he's not the only guilty party, and it seems like there's a lot more going on than we know. The fans have been all over it, and they are leaving comments saying things like, "Cat never told one lie." There's a reason Diddy has yet to be arrested, and he's out biking and hanging out. They got what they wanted from those tapes. I'm telling you, there's more to it. Diddy is the sacrificial lamb here. He's still not innocent, but there are some higher-ups that need to go down with him. I've got to know what you all think about this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then check out this next video.